Alright, welcome to Grilling Friday on a Monday.
Yep.
We've got seasoned tater tots, mixed vegetables, ground turkey, cream of mushroom soup, and seasoned salt. Tonight we're going to make tater tot casserole. That's right, I said tater tot casserole.
It's kind of like a lasagna.
Okay.
Now, things you'll need in order...
One more thing we'll need. Just a sec. Let's grab out our cheese, our big bag of cheese.
3 pounds of it. And...
Okay, we've got a 5-pound bag of tater tots.
as you can see right there, 5 pounds.
We've got 2 pounds of mixed vegetables, 3 pounds of ground turkey.
You could use any ground chuck, but we're using ground turkey for health and funding
price.
reasons.
And here we've got 2 pounds of cheese.
And then...
Then here we've got 1 pound and 10 ounces of cream of mushroom soup. Now you can use cream of celery, cream of chicken, or even cream of mushroom.
But
depending on what you'd like to buy, those are the best flavors to go with this meal. Then we have seasoned salt. In order to cook this dish, we have aluminum foil to line the pan, because as you can see, the interior of the pan is not such good quality.
And then
we've got Pam butter spray to line the pan with, so that the cheese and everything doesn't stick. Then this is to cook the tater tots on.
that is an industrial cooking sheet too. So now let's go preheat the oven to 400 degrees.
This is where we move these pans.
This needs to come off.
This pan can stay here because this will be used to cook our sauce. We're going to click bake. And we're going to move it to 400. Click bake again. Now it's going to preheat. When it's done, it's going to beep. But now to get on to the next part.
Now, when it comes to baking it again, because all this has got to be assembled after.
Now we're going to move this pan closer to us. You don't really have to have these level because you're just cooking them to heat them up. They'll cook the rest of the way in the pan when heating the whole dish.
And another side note, after the tots are done cooking, you lower the oven's temperature to 375 degrees Fahrenheit.
As you're putting together your lasagna of tater tot casserole.
Once all is said and done.
We're not using that one.
That's garbage.
I'm getting cat litter. I don't want cat litter on my food. I don't know about you, but I don't want cat litter on my food. Okay? So that's prepped. We're going to wait for the oven to preheat.
That's happening now.
Right now we can get to work on the sauce. First we're going to start with cutting open the ground turkey.
You can cut that any way you like.
We use a sharp knife.
We're just using a steak knife. Where is the meat grinder? You got the meat grinder already?
Probably got put in the drawer.
That's not where it goes. It's not where it goes now, anyway. Okay, we gonna do this on the front or back?
Actually, we need to clean this first. I'd like to have a clean top so that we're not burning anything.
Alright, I'll be back once we got all that prep work done.
Okay, we've got our meat grinder here. We are going to start the oven.
No,
the stove. We're going to place it on high because we want the meat to cook.
And if you're doing this with ground poultry, you need to make sure this is thoroughly cooked. Because if you don't, you could get very sick.
Like we are doing, we're using ground poultry, so we're going to need to make sure this is all fully cooked, which means everything's going to be a darker brown. Not as dark as beef would be.
Because beef is almost a golden brown color. This is a golden brown color once it's done. Beef is like a really dark brown to almost black when it gets done. So
just shake off the extra meat off the grinder.
Rest in peace, headphone users.
Yes. Rest in peace. Now we're going to let that cook up and heat so that it's thoroughly cooked, and we'll be back when it's ready.
For the next stage, which will be the cream of mushroom soup, the mixed vegetables, and the seasoned salt, which we have over here. All this stuff will be added, and with the...
I know you're waiting for the cheese part, but that's going to be the final step, so unfortunately you will have to wait to watch that part.
So we're going to just go ahead and put the cheese back in the fridge for now, so it doesn't start melting. As for the seasoned salt, you just add that to taste.
We are using seasoned tater tots. So the tater tots already have the seasoning, but we are using the seasoned salt to season our sauce.
So here's our tater tots again. We're just waiting on the oven to completely preheat. It's got to preheat to 400 degrees. Once all that's done, we cook it for like
30 minutes. 30 minutes at 350.
And this whole meal takes about an hour to cook. It's about
Currently about 350. So our dinner should be ready at around 5 o'clock.
As you guys can see, still cooking.
You can see the juices are already starting to form in a brown-like color, meaning the meat is starting to cook. As you can see here, we do have some brown.
So we're just going to stop this, and we'll be back when we start mixing in all the other contents for the sauce. Because this is going to take 10-15 minutes to completely get done.
Alright, we've got our meat cooked. Now we're going to start adding in some more stuff.
The meat's not completely cooked because there's still a little bit of blood.
It'll finish cooking as we're mixing everything in, because we still have to keep this heated. We've got to keep this heated. But what we're going to do is we're going to add in some seasoned salt. You do want quite a bit of seasoned salt to season the meat, because we have 3 pounds here. Let's see how that looks after we're done stirring this.
Again, this is stir to looks and add to looks and taste. Just but one major rule of thumb: you could always add more, but you can't take it out.
Exactly. Now that smells like it's pretty much done with the seasoned salt, because it's a stronger scent. So we're not going to add any more. We can close that up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up this cream of mushroom soup.
Now we're keeping this out because we're probably going to add more in a little bit, but as the can opener performs like a piece of shit. Dog bomb. The dog wishes you a happy holiday season. As you guys can see, we got holiday stuff up.
Now we're going to dump in our cream of mushroom soup.
And that was the oven preheating. I'm going to go grab I'm going to go grab the tots,
and I will grab the tater tots. We're going to place the tater tots in the oven for approximately 20 minutes.
And we're just going to leave that light on so we can periodically check on it.
So we're going to set our timer to 20 minutes.
That's going to be anything with a built-in timer on the
Alright, it's
oven.
going to start counting down. Now we can mix in our cream of mushroom soup. You can add water to the cream of mushroom soup, but tonight I'm deciding we're not going to because of the wateriness in the meat.
Because if you add more water, it's just going to be really, 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 really runny.
And you don't want runny because it's a casserole, which means it's supposed to be a little more thick.
And there goes the gas.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to open up these vegetables.
It's got the little dewy on the... Oh no, that you have to cut open. You got to cut open.
No, you don't.
Now you pour the whole 2 pounds of vegetables in the pot.
We got some veggies trying to stow away in here. We can stick that in the can.
That's the trash can. For now. Always have something handy that you can put your trash by. Now.
Alright, now we're going to mix in these vegetables. And we're going to continue letting this heat because as you saw, we had some blood in the meat. So we need to prevent the blood from taking over the meat. As you can see, we don't have really any blood now, but we want to still continue cooking it to make sure.
You want to cook that all off. And now we're going to go ahead and lower the heat down to medium-high heat. Now if you're on a gas range, this is what it should look like. On a electric range,
we're going to keep that cooking for approximately 3 minutes.
As you guys can see, timer's counting down. Let's go set up the pan for mixing up the casserole.
As we are reaching that point in time for the excitement. Actually, the excitement's eating it, but we're going to need quite a bit of aluminum foil because this is a big and deep dish.
So everybody knows, this dish does not last long in our house.
This is actually a favorite dish around here to eat, so.
And because of that, it's gone within 3 days.
If that.
Sometimes it's 2 days, but this time around it'll probably be 3/4 of the way gone, probably tonight.
As we have not eaten this dish in a while.
It's been about 2 years or so. That was the last time we had the gas oven on.
Alright, now we're going to shake this up. This does not need to be wiped down because we do want a thick layer of butter spray.
Now you could use Crisco, but we're using Pam.
Now we are going to move our pan out here for the layout of the lasagna.
Again, the trash can comes in real handy for holding your spoon so you don't get it all over the stove.
We're going to add a little bit more seasoned salt because the scent is cooking off.
And we got to find a lid. A lid.
We don't need a lid. As you can hear, there's a bit of noise when you're scooping it, so that means it's cooking very well. That means our meat is actually fully cooked now as well. So we can actually turn this off.
And you're going to hear a little pop, which signifies that the gas is going off. Now.
Okay, now we can throw this away.
And we're filming this in the winter, but if it's fly season for you guys, you should probably just cover that up with a lid for until after you got your tots all done and into the pan. And we'll explain the whole layout fiasco of this lasagna after.
However, we do want to get our plate ready to serve.
There's the plate. Alright guys, we're checking the tots right now.
Let's check them out. You test one. Still a little cool, but they'll get there.
Slightly frozen. So, we'll let them continue cooking, and we'll catch up with you guys in a minute.
Alright, welcome back. We're going to check the tots again, see how they're coming along.
4 minutes have elapsed.
If they're slightly cold, we can still do the lasagna.
Should be good to go. In fact, you want it a little bit frozen.
Otherwise, you'll actually almost end up with burnt tots.
So I'm going to go ahead and pull out the cheese. And I'm going to go ahead and describe how this works right now. What we're going to do is it starts off with a layer of tots on the bottom of the pan. Right there. And then it's a layer of cheese. After that layer of cheese, you do more tots. Then you do more cheese. After that, you put that in there. And then it's more tots. And then cheese. More tots. And then the rest of it, more cheese.
Actually, you put cheese over the sauce. Don't forget that.
Yeah. So, cheese on top of that.
Here we're going to start putting some tots in the bottom of the pan. Taste. You'll find that that's our favorite thing to do is taste the tots.
They got to be tested. They got to pass quality assurance. They didn't pass it in the factory, so we got to do it here.
That's usually how it works, right?
Okay, for the timer, we're just going to clear it because... And then we're going to set the oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're in Canada, it's going to be some other temperature, but here in the States...
And it's letting us know that it's ready?
Yeah, because of the fact that it's already at 400 degrees.
Okay, now what we're going to do?
A layer of cheese. You got to love cheese. And this is why
that sound.
This is why you got to have all that cooking spray. Because if you don't, all this stuff is going to stick. And it's going to... This is a messy meal, too.
A very messy meal. Alright, now we're going to add in some more tots.
This is actually known as a dump dinner. Because it's not exactly healthy for you. I mean...
Oh, no, it's not.
You're getting your food groups, but it's not the food groups you should be getting.
The healthiest thing in here is the vegetables. And even those, not really, because of the corn. Corn has lots of sugar in it.
And actually, a lot of those vegetables are processed. That is heavily processed potatoes. Cheese. That's just a bunch of milk and whey. You get the picture? That's not healthy.
We're not putting curds and whey in this. Woo. That would taste mighty funny. Alright, now this is the part where we're going to pour it in the sauce. Just pile it on up on there. Then we're going to level it out.
You get the picture? It's a messy meal. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and get it soaking because otherwise this makes a mess. Here, you go ahead and shoot.
Alright, we're gonna be leveling this out. Now we're gonna put our spoon over here. Now we're gonna level. More tots on here. Sorry, we're swapping back and forth between camera holding. I know it's a little bouncy framing. I love these tots.
Nice thing about these industrial cooking sheets, they clean real easy. Now for the best part, more cheese.
Now we're going to cover it with aluminum foil.
That's what Weird Al said. Aluminum foil.
Now, there's a reason I didn't do the layer of cheese over the sauce. It's because I'd like to have all the cheese over top of these tots.
Just dump the bag. This does make a very big mess in the end.
You should see how greasy this pan gets after we take out this foil.
Let's just say if y'all ate McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or In-N-Out even. Imagine all that grease and then times 5. That's what you got in this pan. It's almost as if we're making a pizza. A pepperoni pizza.
Alright, now we're going to put aluminum foil over top.
This is real simple stage. That can't be there because that'll melt. And as you guys can see, I'm going to set the timer for 45 minutes.
We only need to set it for 30.
Oh, 30?
Yeah.
As you guys can see, we got the timer set for 30 minutes. And we got the lasagna pretty well covered. It's going in the oven now.
Now you let that cook for your 30 minutes. 30 minutes starts now.
And we're not going to sit here and watch this clock. So we'll be back when this is done for plating. So let's see you guys in half an hour.
Alright, we're going to pull the aluminum foil off the pan so that the cheese can properly melt.
As you guys can see, we got about 7 minutes left on the clock. And as you can see there, that's about what the cheese looks like right now, currently, as it stands.
Always watch out for the oven, peoples.
Yeah, try not to touch the oven walls or the oven ceiling, because
that's what I just did, and I burned the top of my finger.
go get some aloe vera. Now, as you guys can see, cheese is melted a little bit.
Even crusty in some places. Let's taste that.
Taco cheese. Gotta love that cheddar.
I'm getting the crusty bits.
Uh-oh, dogs hear cheese and crinkling. Here's our dogs. That one right there is called Aphrodite. And this one here
The dog with many names.
got many names. It's Garnet. Her real name is Scruff, but I call her Spleef, Sploof, and a whole bunch of other names like Fuzzy
Mario.
Wuzzy and Mario. That one's got a nickname of Luigi.
And Bug.
That's what she calls her.
Yeah, I call her Bug. I've called her that since she was a baby.
And as you can see, time is elapsing.
Can't let the cheese go to waste.
Why throw it away? I mean, yeah, we do have trash services, but which we just got, but hey. I'm going to go ahead and cut this here, and we'll resume when we have it plated. So, we'll just do a cut shot on this industrial cooking sheet. See you in a few. Dun, dun, dun. left on the clock. And let's see how well that cheese is melting, shall we? It's over there.
Our scoop we need is over here. But where?
In the bottom.
You could have told me that before I opened that.
And
stupid. Alright, and here we go. It's time to cut into it. Are you guys ready?
As ready as it'll ever be.
Look at that.
It just melts once it hits the plate.
And we like a lot. And I mean a lot.
A lot. By a lot, we mean that this spoon right here
is 1 cup.
Is 1 whole cup. And we're taking 2.5 heaping scoops of it because it's so good.
Alright guys, this is your meal. Enjoy. Have a good holiday season. And we'll be back with you at the next video.
Have a good one.